This is Introduction to Exercise 9B on Venn diagrams and two-way tables, page 573 of your textbook. Today's question, as you can probably guess, is about visualizing probability. Why should we not just write down probability? What's the whole point of using a table, using this Venn diagram? Yes? Yes, to get every outcome. But for us, again, as we mentioned in the first lesson, we're all felt visualizing probability, right? So it's very easy for us to, what we call, overlap or miss data. Okay, so in a Venn diagram or two-way table, we can confirm that the information that we've got, or A, we've included all this information, and we're not missing any information. And we can miss information in two different ways. We could just neglect to include it, or sometimes our information provided to us overlaps, and we ignore that overlap. We end up with too much information, perhaps. Right? So Venn diagram two-way table means that we can look at the total. An example is provided here where the type of computers owned by 100 people are shown. As you can see on the left-hand side with the Venn diagram, two very common mistakes are made. Right? One of the common mistakes made is that, for example, the probability of PC, people only look at that 50 there, where that 50 is. When in fact anything in the PC circle is included PC. Also note that if you were to add the probability of the people that you, not probability, so the number of people that use the Mac and the PC, there's that overlap again. Yeah? So if, for example, I said I'm adding the number of people that have a Mac, right, to the number of people that have a PC, that overlap means I'm counting that middle part twice. So just keep note of that. Another very common mistake people make is neglecting to include that number on the outside. When people see Venn diagrams, or especially the ones on like Facebook or whatever it is, they just draw the two circles and that's it, leave it at that. But of course we have that section there. What does that 7 mean in this circumstance? Neither. Good. It means neither. So neither probability, so neither Mac nor PC. On the right hand side, it's shown a little bit more numerical. I don't know if you guys have played Sudoku before. It's pretty fun. Basically you just have a total number there. Okay, so of course these numbers add up to this one, these ones add up to this one, and it works horizontally as well. And we can add up our numbers and end up with a number of 100. Great, that's the number of people. So we know that we haven't messed up anything. Let's jump right into the example. So a survey of 25 people found that 18 people like comedies and 12 people like action movies. Also 8 people like both action and comedy, and 3 like neither comedy nor action. Let's start by drawing a Venn diagram. So with our Venn diagram, I always start with my rectangle, of course, so that I don't forget, and then I draw my two circles and I label them. This one I'm going to call C for comedy and A for action. Now, it says 12 people like action, 18 people like comedy. What is wrong with me just writing this? Okay, well, 12 action, there we go, and 18 there. Yeah.
Should we overlap in section?
Good, there is an overlap, and it includes that overlap, doesn't it? So let's start by writing in what we know that doesn't have overlaps. With a 3, I know should go there because it's neither. And I know that 8 people like both, so I include that information there. Now let's calculate how many go in each outer section. Well, it says 18 people like comedies. So if it's an 8 there, in order for the full circle to be 18, this has to be a 10. Other side, well, if action is 12 people in total and 8 of them like both, then that means 4 people. Done. Any questions? Okay. Now let's draw our table. Here we go. All right. So drawing our table, what I want to do is instead of writing action, not action, right? I'm going to write action and comedy, and later on you can decide whether you want to do it as a complement of an event. But let's write A, C, A, C. Oops, sorry. A, C, here we go, sorry. And this one's C dash to show it's not C, sorry. And you can write not C if you want, that's fine. But I'm going to write the complement of it. Any questions about that so far? No? Okay. And then, the mistake a lot of people make, they say, all right, there's my table. I am done. I fill in those numbers and that's it. What's wrong with that? Is that what you're going to say? Awesome. Thank you very much. I need the total. So I'm going to extend that a little bit further and draw another section there. Great. Okay. So the number of people that like, and again, I'm going going to pretend I don't have that Venn diagram. Going back to the stem of the question, the number of people that like both, which section will that go into? Which box? Oh, I thought that was a hand up. Yes, in this section here, because that's where both A and C overlap. Then you say, all right, well, there's 3 that like neither, so not comedy, which is this one, and not action, that overlap in that middle section there. So therefore, that number should be a 3. Now, we also know the total is 25, right? That's what it says at the start. So 25 people. So that goes there. Okay. Well, now we fill in the rest of the information. Well, if the number of people, it says 18 people like comedies. If 18 people like comedy, that means the total of C is 18. And it also said that the total of 12 actions, is 12. So that goes there. Now we play Sudoku. 8 plus what gives us 12? 4. 8 plus what gives us 18? 10. 4 plus 7 is, 4 plus 3 is 7. And then 10 plus 3 is, and then I just double check. 18 plus 7 is 25. It looks good to me. 12 plus 13 is 25. Looks good to me as well. Now, which is better? Is there a better one? Maybe. It's subjective, right? But the idea is that in the curriculum, you must be able to do both of them. Right? To me, I think the Venn diagram is easy. That's my personal opinion. But to some people, the table is a bit easier because you can do that Sudoku method. That's up to you. Okay? So whichever one's fine, but you need to know how to do both and interpret both. Speaking of, question C, if one of the 25 people was randomly selected, find the probability they like comedies and action movies. So the probability of action and comedy, so and means both of them. It's a very clear distinction that needs to be made. Yeah? If it's action or comedy, it could be one or the other, and we just add those probabilities. But it's action and comedy, which means it has to be the overlap. What's the overlap number? 8. Out of a total of 25. Done. Let's look at the second one. Probability that likes neither comedies nor action. So again, I'm going to look at my Venn diagram. You can look at the table if you'd like. I'm going to say that neither comedy or action is going to be 3. Again, over a total of 25. That total does not change. Finally, likes only action movies. So, again, action movies, don't look at the number of 12 at the question that says 12 people like action movies. Because that's not only likes action movies, that's likes action movies. Right? So only likes action movies would be this section here. Right? Or it would be this section here. Which therefore gives us an answer of 4 over 25. Any questions?